As everyone knows, Muzan had an older brother, and he was even more powerful than Muzan himself. Just as they were about to defeat Muzan in the Infinity Castle, I descended from above, standing in his way. So, you're the ones bullying my foolish little brother? In the family estate, a baby's clear cry broke the silence, and the doctor looked joyfully at the man by the bedside. The lady has given birth to a boy, and both mother and child are safe. Hearing this, the mother sighed with relief, and the father, the head of the family, couldn't help but smile. But suddenly the doctor exclaimed, "Wait, there's another one, it's twins, but this child is stillborn." With that, the doctor tremblingly held out a baby with eyes tightly shut. Seeing this, the father's expression changed instantly. For an ancient family that valued omens, a stillborn meant bad luck and shame. So he waved his hand in disgust. Since it's a stillborn, cremate it immediately. This ill-omened thing must not stay in our estate. Yet just as the doctor was about to take the baby away, the infant miraculously opened its eyes, earning itself a chance to live. The father had originally named this baby Muzan, but because I was born first, I was named Kohen. Fearing the name Muzan would tarnish my brilliance, he stripped the name away from him. Muzan later chose the name Muzan for himself, but despite his future name, he lived a miserable life at the time. Not only was his body extremely frail, but the doctor even predicted he wouldn't live past 20. In contrast, I was full of vitality, cherished by our parents, and became the pride of the entire family. Years later in a room, Muzan gripped a dagger and repeatedly stabbed my portrait, leaving countless jagged cuts on it. Why? We were born as brothers, yet I suffer in pain and am loathed by everyone, while you have everything I want, Kohen. Why don't you just die? Everything you have belongs to me, you stole my life. With the final stab, Muzan exhausted all his strength, yet a strange sense of pleasure surged in his heart. Just then, I slowly pushed the door open. Muzan, what are you doing in here all by yourself? Oh, is that a portrait of me? I said, picking up the picture to take a look. Muzan's heart tightened, and he instinctively hid the dagger behind his back. But just as he expected me to fly into a rage over the cuts, I chuckled happily. It actually looks just like me. Hearing this, Muzan's eyes turned dark. Is this jerk mocking me, or has he figured it out and is just acting in front of me? At that, Muzan snatched the portrait from my hand. Who gave you permission to enter my room? Get out of here right now! In Muzan's eyes, his miserable life was entirely my fault. If it weren't for my existence, he wouldn't have to hide in this room drawing all day. Meanwhile, I was free to go outside, practice the family's renowned swordsmanship, and be everyone's pride. Seeing Muzan getting agitated, I kept a gentle smile on my face. I've already talked to our parents. I'll take you out to enjoy the sun when the weather is nice. My words took Muzan by surprise. Would they really allow it? Even if they let me go, where could I possibly go in this condition? As he spoke, Muzan's expression dimmed. In truth, he was desperate to leave the room and feel the sun. But his body was so frail that even the slightest movement left him exhausted. Furthermore, since he was born stillborn and constantly compared to me, our parents strictly forbade him from going out. They wanted to hide the fact that the family had such a flawed son. I patted Muzan on the head. Don't worry about them, as long as I say it's okay, it's fine. I then crouched down with my back to him. Big brother will carry you out. Looking at my broad back, a bold thought suddenly crossed Muzan's mind. From this position, if he wanted to, he could kill me with a dagger. Yet Muzan hesitated for a long time. Unable to bring himself to strike, he felt frustrated by his own hesitation and threw himself onto my back. Let's go then. Didn't you say you'd take me out? How annoying. I hate the sun, so take me back as soon as I've had enough. I carried Muzan outside and set him down on the steps, but then I suddenly remembered something. Wait here for a moment, I need to grab something. I turned and walked away. Muzan sat there alone, feeling the warmth of the sunlight. Just then, he noticed a few people staring at him from a distance. Is that Master Hika's brother? I heard he's a freak, born stillborn, sickly, and so antisocial. Really? Master Hika is so perfect. Having a brother like that is such a stain on his reputation. These whispers stung Muzan like needles. He even began to suspect that I had staged this just to make him hear what others thought of him, to make him realize the contrast between my brilliance and his own ugliness. Just as his thoughts turned dark, I suddenly appeared and beat those people up. What were you saying just now? Kneel and apologize to my brother until he forgives you, or none of you are leaving on your own 2 feet. Sensing my fury, the men scrambled to their knees and apologized to Muzan repeatedly. Muzan's mind went blank. He had expected a carefully orchestrated humiliation. Instead, he witnessed a violent display of force just to defend him. Seeing Muzan stay silent, I thought he wasn't satisfied. Brother, should I cut out their tongues? That way they can't tarnish anyone's reputation again. Hearing this, Muzan waved his hand impatiently. Forget it, let it be. Seeing that, I let those people go. Then I placed a large oil paper umbrella right beside Muzan. Didn't you say you hate the sun? As long as you have this, you won't be exposed to it. Muzan was stunned, never expecting that I would take his casual remark to heart. But he said nothing, just looked away, pretending it was nothing. I stayed quietly by his side until my father called me away. However, after I left, I never returned. Muzan thought I had forgotten him, so he had to shakily make his way back to his room. On the way, he overheard a servant saying I was locked in the ancestral hall, forced to kneel and face punishment. The reason was that I had beaten those noble heirs earlier that afternoon to defend him. Evolution. Evolution. As Muzan's older brother, I finally evolved into the progenitor of demons alongside him. Upon hearing the news of my punishment, Muzan froze in his tracks. Those who mocked me were from prominent families, yet Mitsuaki actually beat them up for my sake. A sudden rage flared in Muzan's chest. He grabbed a servant and forced him to lead the way to the ancestral hall. Seeing him appear, I was filled with surprise. But a second later, my face turned apologetic. Sorry, I can't stay out in the sun with you anymore. Muzan's heart softened at my words, though he still gave a cold smirk. You were punished because of me? Aren't you father's favorite? Seems like you're not such a golden boy after all. His words made me feel ashamed, but they also eased some of the resentment in Muzan's heart. Before Muzan could dwell on it, a servant spoke up indignantly. That's not true, second young master. The master actually wanted to lock you up. The young master disagreed and argued with the master to protect you, which is why he's being punished here. My eyes narrowed. Shut up, you're talking too much. The servant immediately lowered his head in fear. But Muzan now knew the truth, and his cold smirk vanished instantly. A complex mix of shame and anger welled up inside him. Overwhelmed by these emotions, Muzan hurried back to his room, and for a long time after that, he kept himself locked away inside. No one could ever see him, not even me. This went on until his health suddenly took a turn for the worse. To save the frail Muzan, I brought in doctor after doctor to treat him. But every time they left his room, they all said the same thing. We did all we could. There is nothing more we can do for this condition. As the doctors left, I burst into tears. Why is this happening? Who can save my brother? Just then, a violent coughing fit erupted from Muzan's room. I quickly wiped away my tears and hurried inside. Brother, how are you feeling? Muzan didn't answer, but said with a dark look, I heard what the doctor said. I tried to stay calm and replied, They were just quacks. There are plenty of doctors out there. If they can't cure you, someone else will. I'll find more. Muzan stared into my eyes, filled with confusion and resentment. He knew his time was running out. Thinking of my bright future, he felt a deep sense of bitterness and humiliation. He couldn't help but ask the question that had been haunting him. We're brothers, so why are you strong and gifted while I'm stuck here? Cohen, why can't it be you lying in this bed? Even though Muzan glared at me with hatred, my gaze remained steady. If I could, I would gladly take your pain upon myself. Muzan was stunned, and seeing the sincerity in my eyes, he felt a flicker of warmth. But he wouldn't back down, saying, anyone can say that. Leave me alone, I'm going to sleep. I sighed, helplessly stood up and left his room. I kept my promise and continued to bring in more doctors for him. Just when I thought there was no hope, one doctor offered a glimmer of light. He claimed his medicine might cure Muzan, though it was still experimental and unproven. I was hesitant, worried about the medicine's safety and Muzan's fragile state. But desperate for his recovery, I tested it myself to ensure it wasn't poison, then brought it to him. Which quack prescribed this one? Hearing his words, I tried my best to soothe him. I've already tasted this medicine for you, and it's not bad at all. Without another word, Wukan took the bowl and downed the medicine in one go. I blinked expectantly. How do you feel? Any changes in your body? Wukan just gave a cold smirk. I told you they're quacks, what did you expect? Seeing no reaction from him, I couldn't help but look deeply disappointed. Little brother, I've made up my mind. Since there are no doctors or cures here, I'll travel further to find a way to save you. My words left Wukan stunned, and he felt a strange pang in his heart. He remembered that ever since the doctor said he wouldn't live past 20, his parents had abandoned him, leaving me as his only caregiver. As his life neared its end, the resentment he once felt toward me had faded away. He finally realized the truth. As his older brother, my love for him had always been genuine, and I had fulfilled every duty a brother could. Yet, Wukan still couldn't understand why I cared for him so deeply. Thinking of this, he finally couldn't help but ask me why. Faced with his confusion, I simply gave a soft smile. Because you're my little brother, that's the only reason I need.